Welcome to Your OC Sucks, the weekly podcast where we review and critique the best and the worst fan-created original characters from the My Little Pony fandom. This show is unscripted and unfiltered, so modern language will be used. As well, this show can be a little heavy on the critique at times. That being said, if you're easily offended, do not watch. If not, feel free to join us for this week's show. This is episode 76 for August 28th, 2015. This week, we are digging deep for some OCs and pulling out some real gems, and some we wish we could bury and hide forever. My name is Mummified Thunderbirds. I am the host and show manager. I am joined by
Commander Sparkle, Assistant Project Manager.
Medi Bobo, I'm in charge of gathering questions and viewer interaction.
And I'm Smooth Sailing, and I'm the editor.
Let's take a look at some fan art.
Just really quickly, can I just say, I almost introduced myself as Commander Sparkle, Assistant Project Fucking Useless. I was really close to doing it. But I didn't.
That would have been pretty... Like, I'm pretty sure of us, I was the first one who saw this, and I was just like, yes!
Yes, you were.
Yes! Yes! Why is this the most correct thing ever?
It's not my fault, guys. I mean, it is partially my fault, but it's not entirely my fault.
So, Cat in the Cloud started a whole, color me whatever thing for a bunch of, weird base line art things. And she decided she wanted to do a thing for my character. So, a whole bunch of people have been coloring my character all these weird, funky colors.
I think that Braze is the best.
Oh, yes, quite.
Oh my
Super
god.
colorful.
Oh my god. I just clicked on that.
And gradient and things, and...
You look like the worst OC ever of all time.
I mean, somehow you look even worse than you usually do.
Oh. So there's a lot of art this week that involves line paper dresses?
There's just a lot of line paper fan art, as per, every week.
There's two pieces in particular that have, somebody wearing line art, or lined paper.
Yeah.
And I thought that was very weird that both those things happened.
And that one of them isn't actually Commander.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See,
what is me mocking you.
Oh, yeah. See, what I'm confused about is why am I not dressed up for Halloween in that one? I'm the only one who's not doing anything.
We're picking you up, I don't know.
Got the Bee Medi, you got Changeling Smooth, which I don't know, is that really a Halloween outfit?
I
don't know.
It's not really an
outfit. I guess you don't. Oh yeah, well, but I mean, I guess you don't normally go as Changeling you, so I guess you could pull it off or something.
Yeah.
Cute Pencil Case has been doing some digital fan art, and it's really cute, as well as still traditional, but digital stuff is really good. Glass Barrier with Fluttershy apparently getting sad because she couldn't use the stare on us, which I don't know why she wanted to use the stare on us.
It's because we were being douchebags in an earlier piece.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, because Fluttershy's staring at us. Me and Smooth. And then, for some reason, Medi's in this other one, and he's just like, ha, I'm just here, and Fluttershy can't affect me. And then me and Smooth got our glasses on, and we're like, yeah, we're cool.
Also, what is with the size of Yaxina?
I don't know. I think she's just a big pony. That's just, I think, almost an official thing at this point.
I am okay with this.
Ivy Leaf Tea made an awesome piece of, all of us and Kikyo being, drunk and stuff, at a convention. And it's super, funny and adorable. And Medi, that face on Medi. I don't even...
And I'm obviously not drinking alcohol there. That is cleverly placed fake alcohol.
I very much appreciate the crown of alcohol that Soren has, because blackjack, and he's holding the blackjack plush, and that's the thing that happened in that story.
Well then, moving on from fan art, this week's episode, if you couldn't tell by the subtle hints or the fact that you're looking on YouTube and you see the name of whatever this week's episode is Diamond Dogs. So we are going to be taking a look at our favorite canine creatures. But yeah, Diamond Dogs. That's what we're looking at this week. All we gotta do is roll the die fate. Roll to 3, so that means we get to start with Medi.
This is Sugar by Pepper Ministry. Now, it says she didn't put anything in the description, but luckily, I don't do this very often because I'm very strict about putting your information in your description, but I caught her sending in notes with the description of her character.
It helped that she submitted this very recently.
Yes, that also helped. She is a bit of an arrogant character. She always overcomes her pride when she needs to admit that she's wrong.
So that's the exact opposite of the Griffin I brought on for good last week, Akira.
Yeah. Even though she's a diamond dog, she doesn't always like the lifestyle of digging in the dirt. Envies Rarity, and she hopes one day she can help Rarity in her design. There's gonna be a familiar thing going on this episode. Diamond dogs not wanting to be diamond dogs.
I wasn't expecting it to happen in our very first one. I was expecting that to be more of a second half of the episode, but...
her character-wise could use some work because she's like, oh, she's arrogant, but will always admit when she's wrong, and it's like, well, which one is it? Are you arrogant, or are you able to see your own faults? It's kind of hard to be both. Also, she doesn't give off that look as well.
I will admit that she doesn't look like she'd be arrogant at all.
Also, I understand wanting to try to make your character unique. You want to make a diamond dog, so to make it unique, you want to give it a unique personality, but making it just not want to be a diamond dog and want to be a fashionista, you'll see later why that isn't exactly as unique as you might think it is. But yeah, besides that, she's very lacking in the character department. She doesn't really have any, like, things that she did. She doesn't have a cutie mark because there's no cutie mark for diamond dogs, so there's no real story.
I would hope she didn't have a cutie mark.
Yeah, but what I'm talking about is, like, there's no cutie mark story, so there's nothing more to add to this character. So to make up for that, I feel like you should try to give us something, like, explain why she likes these things, or explain more about her. Don't just say...
Fleshed out personality.
Don't just be like, I don't like digging that much. I like jewels. I want to help Rarity with jewels. How do you know Rarity?
Well,
there, that's a...
Yeah. If you want to go down the path of, I don't like these things that, from our very minimal knowledge of diamond dogs, if you don't want to do that, why does your character not want to do that?
Give us reasons. Anyways, I like the design-wise of this character. I like her color scheme, and I like her red necklace, specifically with her main coat? Fur?
Yes.
Though if I did have one big issue, it's with her very oddly colored pink vest, because it just looks like a transparent vest.
For the most part, it is able to be distinguished between her fur and stuff, but it's a little.
Well, I mean, like, that could be just like the plastic on the coat itself that is just changing the tint of the fur just enough.
I don't think light works that way.
Besides that, I really like her eyes, and I like how she looks like a diamond dog, even though she wants to be different from diamond dog. She actually looks the part, at least. That's a nice thing. They follow the diamond dog look.
Body structure.
Yeah, body structure. Even though she's also a different species of dogs, because I believe,
They were all different.
Were they all different?
Generally, yeah.
She also, I like the purple eyes. Those lavender, purple, whatever they are. I like them. I don't know why. I think it gives her kind of like a more innocent look to her character. She doesn't look as intimidating as the yellowed-eyed, jaundice-filled fucking mutts that were on the show.
Well, it's because lavender is a very soft color.
Yeah, so it works well to show that she is not a hostile.
Yeah, to show that she's arrogant. Oh, wait.
And, well, as you specifically said, yellow in the eyes is a specific thing that people can, attribute a thing to. Jaundice.
Yeah.
Not exactly a positive thing.
If you have purple in your eyes, that's just not realistic, so we can just be like, oh yeah, that's not a thing, so we don't attribute it to anything. And jaundice is not good, so instant not good right there.
The arrogance thing is, I feel, an excuse to have, like, maybe if the character appears in a fiction to act like an asshole without having to be called out about it. I feel arrogance is used a lot when it's not actually arrogance.
What would this character be arrogant about? I guess maybe she could be arrogant about how much better it would be to not be do Diamond Dog things. I guess.
Yeah, because doesn't arrogance imply that you have a higher opinion of yourself?
Kind of, yeah. I mean.
So if she feels like they're dirty mud dogs, then that could be playing into her character. But she doesn't look like she's like that. She looks like honestly, she looks very tomboyish instead of prim and proper, even for a Diamond Dog. I think it would be really cool if, like, this is just me, now I'm going into my own little theory things. If she had, like, a wig that she was wearing, and that she had it curled like Rarity, and, like, she just kind of got obsessed with this, and, like, she wears it because Diamond Dogs don't seem to have hair on the top of their head like ponies do. So she gives herself something aesthetically to put her above all the other dogs.
Ooh. So, basic general suggestion is to flesh out the things that you've talked about, like with her arrogance, like show that she does actually have that as a trait and not just say she has it as a trait.
I feel like this character with a little bit of fleshing out would be a lot better. Sorry, this feels like a bad OC.
Thank you, Mitty, for bringing on that OC. Next, it looks like we have another 3. Have a 4, so that means Smooth gets to go next with his OC.
This is Mutt, or as she's sometimes called, Mutt Pup, because she's still just a puppy. She is a Diamond Dog puppy from Horstralia.
It's okay.
Her mother was a diamond dingo, and her father was a diamond boxer, I guess?
A diamond dingo?
Yeah, because Horstralia.
That actually got me!
Jesus Christ, Wallify.
Because, like, dingo already is a fun word to say anyway.
And her father and mother are the pack leaders of their specific pack. Which, by the way, are known for mining opals instead of diamonds, because in Horstralia, there are more opals in comparison to diamonds. She herself loves nothing more than food and playing. Being a young puppy, she's playing, fun, best things ever of all time. She's the youngest in the pack, so she always tries to get the older Diamond Dogs to play with her, which can sometimes get annoying to them. And she's a little absent-minded at times, and doesn't always listen when she's told what to do, but she's generally well-liked and is almost always happy. Like, I can just imagine her always having that great smile over there in the top left corner, like, ah! Big giant ears, puppy fat, and wrinkles that she'll eventually grow into.
Nice.
That's basically it. Oh, besides the fact that most of her pack is diamond dingoes and not diamond dogs.
I definitely think that, Xena Lolly just generally knows how to create a pretty good character, and this is definitely no exception to that. I mean, she created a, pup Diamond Dog very well, which is, I've seen a couple that are they're like a puppy, but this is probably the best out of the ones I've seen.
Also, I like how her name is Mutt, because it follows the other names that were given to the 3 other Diamond Dogs with names. Rover, and the other 2.
Rover and those other ones.
I can only remember his.
Rover and those very memorable other characters.
None of them were memorable, honestly. I don't know why. I think one... No. I was about to say... I think one was named Spike, but wait. No. That's the name of a different dog.
Oh!
No,
See, for me, they were memorable. I remember them, but I just don't know their names.
Yeah, because they were never said. They were only in the credits, and that was it. I just remember that one was Drover. But they have dog names for names. Like-
Spot?
Yeah, one was Spot.
No, I bullshitted that. Spot's one of the most generic fucking dog names.
Exactly, and that's why I like
True.
her name being Mutt. It works in that style. Now, her design is great.
I think she's super cute.
I like how she's... Well, I mean, the fact that this is technically Xena's dog. So, I mean, it's pretty easy to go off of a design of something you can very obviously see in real life when you're doing it. And I think this translated over to MLP style very well.
She looks super, like, old man-y. And it's a female, too.
Yeah.
And it looks like it has a mustache.
Yeah, it looks like a fucking old man with a mustache.
It really does
Back
look like
in
a
my day.
like the mouth open piece. It doesn't really. It doesn't really look like a mustache, but the like front facing one and the like crouching over.
I like it because dogs usually don't look like a specific gender, so it just
I don't know.
looking like that basely.
Poodles.
Yeah, they look feminine. There are a lot of male poodles.
Yeah, the point is it's hard to, unless you actually are very knowledgeable, to distinguish purely based on just overall aesthetic look. Unless it was specific, unless you're going out of your way to be like, this is a female by like putting like bows and shit in it.
The design of it, the aesthetic, works with what was given. It's not like a bunch of weird different things that weren't explained or anything like that, or weren't even mentioned, like stuff like that. Just,
I mean, like,
her design works with what was actually told.
Yeah, like, and what I like is that, just as a general thing between aesthetics and also just as in the character as well, is that what is like, I mean, like obviously is like part of like the Diamond Dingoes and stuff like that, but like excluding the cultural things, is a normal diamond dog. There's nothing like super special and that makes her stand out as being different, but it works perfectly.
Also, I like that flail tail.
Yes.
It is
Yeah,
quite cute.
didn't one of the other ones have a flail tail?
I think all of them had spiked tails of some kind besides maybe the smallest one.
Yeah, from what I've gathered, that's just a like species thing.
Yeah. And I like how that's another thing to fit in. It's nice. I really like basically everything about this character. It's fun, freaking fantastic, it works, everything meshes together, and just that face in the top left.
Well then, thank you very much, Smooth, for bringing on Xenolali's Diamond Dog. That's another 4.
Aha.
That's a 2! So that means Commander gets to go next.
I will do my best to
To do
get this
my
done
duty.
in a relatively short time. The Diamond Dog I brought on this week is Slate. Slate is a bit different from the Diamond Dogs we've had so far on this episode, and any other Diamond Dogs we're probably going to have this episode.
He's gigantic!
First off, he's really big, he's really buff. Like, damn. Second off, Flickr Show, who made this OC, sort of created, like, a Diamond Dog society for that this character lives in, and, like, the whole backstory and everything's built around. And pretty much they live deep in the mountains in this city called, Cul de Rome. I'm just guessing on the pronunciation. And it was the ruler of the city was like really ruthless and pretty much like if you disobeyed an order from him or any of his like direct guards, basically that you just get like either like I don't know if they actually like would like kill you, but it's like it's a very big crime. Like you can get exiled to that point. And Slate here, he oh, and another thing actually about the sort of city is it's pretty much one of those, it's a survival of the fittest to the extreme kind of city, where if you're not strong enough from basically in like the best of the best from the time you're born, you're basically trash and they don't even care if you live or die. Anyways, so at one point in time, or one day, Slate, he caught a pup trying to steal some precious gems from a vendor, and
So, and then sort of, then some guards surrounded the pup and, started, like, beating him to death. And Slate was like, oh fuck, I didn't want this, and then stepped in to defend him. And this was basically taken as, disobeying and disrespecting the guards, and therefore the leader, Gabbro. So, because, even though the pup lived, which is what Slate was trying to, make sure happened, he got brought to judgment and then was beaten with hot steel rods for his crimes and banished from his home and cast out of the city and told that if he ever was to return, his wife and little girl would be put to death. So now he wanders the land above looking for a way to basically start over his life and hoping that one day he'll find a way to return to his family and free them to, probably live outside of that city, because, he probably at this point is like, wow, it's really fucked up there. So, I mean, that's sort of... there's a lot that goes into that.
So just for quick clarification,
yeah, go right ahead.
It didn't flow completely well, but Slate was the one who was beaten with the steel rods, not the other one.
But it's funny because even though he is like this, he's very built and stuff, because he was a blacksmith actually, and he and that was sort of his trade, and he would craft steel gloves to help with digging and make armor for the guards and stuff like that. But even though he's this gruff, what you'd expect is some gruff blacksmith, he's actually a very kind and gentle when not having to actually just use his force for his trade, and but he does still he's still very upfront about things, and which can make him seem a little bit intimidating, even though if you actually get to know him, he's not. I mean, look at him. He's nuzzling that little mouse right there. Just he's a softie. Then for his abilities, quote unquote, other than being really strong, as you can guess, he's very fast, and he's really fast, and like all diamond dogs, he can crush stone and rock pretty much like it's nothing. And he can use his claws and intense upper body strength to scale stone walls and mountains just by using his talons. He also he loves peaceful music and loves his family, of course. And that plays into one of his bigger fears, is that he won't be able to see his family ever again.
Yeah, that's a pretty realistic fear. I really like it.
I like it too. I just wish it was less grimdarky type of thing. I mean, I understand it works really good as a character piece, but I don't feel it fits well in the My Little Pony universe. I mean, this feels... Tyrek didn't beat people with blazing iron rods. Tyrek just stole their energy. He did a very cartoony villain thing.
I feel like it uses My Little Pony as the base, and then crafts a world around that. It's not specified as an AU, yes.
Since this is most likely case in AU, it should probably have been stated at some point, but, I mean, that's just kind of what we say, usually.
Yeah, I would say, if it is in your mind, specify it just for the peace of mind of people.
Like Medi.
Medi, I guess.
All of us, really.
I mean, all of us, but I don't know. For the aesthetics of this character, I mean, I think what I really like about it is it all fits the character description we've been given and what we understand about the character. He's very, he's has this very, intimidating appearance. He's jacked as fuck. Way bigger than other ponies, and all this stuff.
And you even pointed out a few of the things as you were talking about his character. This works perfectly for him.
Yeah.
Specifically being able to point out that in the bottom left he's gentle with the mouse and oh, a mouse.
I mean, I don't know if I'd call this a reference sheet, even though it doesn't have some of the things that reference sheets do, but just in the fact that
It's
perfectly
a character
you
sheet
understand
kind of
you
thing.
you understand who, like this character just from looking at the picture.
This is beautiful artistically and beautiful in the art of character making.
One thing I'm interested in is I don't remember if it was mentioned anywhere because I just. Oh, yeah, it says there's no real reason for the chain or vest, just accessories. The vest, obviously, I mean, pretty much all the Diamond Dogs that I see have vests. I'm interested about the chain, and I just to see if it could be a reason.
I feel like that would probably... Well, all Diamond Dogs have collars of some kind, and his might be a chain and a lock because he's exiled now, kind of thing.
Yeah, and I feel like that would be... I like that as an idea, some sort of thing that's either literal or symbolic of his exile. Like it just works really, really well. But I would just be cool to specify that, even if you didn't think about it as that. I mean, I think that would work. Overall, I like the character in the world, and I think that the character fits really well in the world that they were built in. I think that everything feels believable, and I don't know. It's really good.
In an AU universe, at least.
Like I mean, like as like how the character is and stuff. It feels like nothing feels jarring in that respect.
Yeah.
Thank you there, Commander, for bringing on that particular character. It was great and wonderful and amazing and always. But we have to move on to the last OC for good today. So we're going to take a look at what I brought to the show. And I brought on Jet by Revka Hunt. Jet is an interesting one in the sense that she, right?
She.
Yes. She doesn't really care about finding gems so much as it is artifacts. And so that's kind of her whole shtick, is the fact that she is trying to look for, like, this one artifact that sort of is going to act as her, like, collar piece, where most Diamond Dogs, at least in this headcanon, look for that one gem to kind of act as their collar. She instead wants an artifact. So after growing old enough to, like, kind of not really run away but venture off on her own, she left to go find this artifact for herself. And she bumped into a stallion by the name of Sigil, and who was like an archaeologist. That's it. And they decided to team up, and she would help him dig and find artifacts and whatnot. And if she found the one that she really, really, really was looking for and really fit her, she would be able to keep it. She's noted to be a very kind Diamond Dog. She doesn't really have that, greed or like being like super angry like the ones that were in the show. She kind of was like, she liked to wander off as soon as like she started to be able to walk and whatnot, which kind of, I guess, alludes to her future self who just up and left the pack. She's pretty protective from what it says about like people who are close to her. I mean, she feels sad sometimes that she left her pack, but she just gets homesick sometimes. Yeah.
Which I think is pretty reasonable.
Yeah.
Understandable.
It's completely understandable.
Even if you just like didn't really like the place all that much, it was still like your home.
Yeah, it's still your home. Home's still home. I like Jet. There's a few things that I have take issue with, but like I kind of am just confused, like, why she's interested in artifacts. Like, I mean, I like the fact that even it doesn't go the complete, like, I don't want to do Diamond Dog things. Like, she kind of does, but she just is like, I still like doing these things, but I just want to search for artifacts instead of gems.
Her hands are really big. Like, yes. That's the one part of this character that I'm just like, why are her hands really,
They're absolutely
really
gigantic.
big?
Like every single time I think about this character, I don't think about the character. I think about the hands.
Yeah,
it's not even like the paws; it's the hands.
Yeah. Don't Diamond Dogs have like big hands in general?
Yeah.
Well, yeah,
but
not
big.
quite that. Like,
other than the fact that it's got a big giant hand, I don't actually have that big of a problem with this character at all with the aesthetics. I actually kind of like it a lot. I mean, I
No,
like
no,
the
I
idea
definitely
that's
agree.
got like cool like gold bands for the for like a wrist or for like a little wristband thingamajigger. I like the accents of purple that this character has. It's nothing too crazy. She's got a nice little vest and whatever. Just some fun stuff.
Yeah. The only thing I would kind of take issue, since it's a Diamond Dog OC, is the tail. Just because it's more of like, just like a kind of dog tail, and not like how the Diamond Dog tails have the like spiky ends and stuff like that. That's a general, from what we can tell, species trait of them.
True.
And Jet doesn't have that.
Mhm.
But that's the only, probably the only aesthetic thing I can think of that I'd really complain about. I definitely like the design, and it feels very Diamond Dog. I mean, obviously, I like the floppy ear.
Yeah. The fact that sometimes the ear won't be floppy is a great addition. I like this character a lot. I think it's very interesting for the whole Diamond Dog aspect. After getting through all these other good OCs, it's very interesting to see how the fans interpret OCs in different ways and styles and whatnot. And I really like not only what this character is able to differ from the other OCs, but also how it kind of, all of these OCs kind of fit together, and it's very true to this character as well. It's very nice, and definitely a Diamond Dog without being super fucking weird or crazy or anything like that. So I really like it. It's great.